Welcome back to some more Katawa Shoujo. Another week, another session, I guess, of Katawa Shoujo. I've said this a million times. You guys know the drill. I don't. Um, yeah. So last time, Hanako and I were alone. We left without Lilly, or Lilly left without us, I guess. I think that's what happened last time. I don't remember. Oh, Hanako was really depressed that Lilly was gone, and we took her homework, I believe. We have some tea today for Lilly. So let's let's get started. Once again, I find myself in front of Hanako's door after another of her unexplained absences from class. Nothing. Considering this is the second day in a row she's been like this, I'm starting to worry about her. Summoning my willpower, I decide to try one last way to get her to respond. Hanako, if you don't say anything, I'll go get the nurse for you. Go away. What? It's hard to tell whether her tone's one of depression, anger, or both. What in the world can I actually do to help her, if she doesn't even want to help? The message is clear enough. I can't just leave her like this, though. Just sitting in her room for days on end. Rubbing my temples in thought, I withdraw to my own room to think about how to proceed. Rationally, it's what's needed here, as an overreaction may just make matters worse. I dig around a drawer after drawer of my desk, looking for where I put that damned piece of paper. Before she left, Lily told me the number to call her on while in Scotland, and I wrote it down. Now that I need it, though, the damned thing is... here. Well, that's right, we didn't get Hanako a cell phone? Are we the one? No, we got her a charm for her cell phone, right? We didn't get her an actual cell phone. So why aren't they calling? I probably should have just entered it in directly into my cell phone. Come to think of it, without further ado, I entered the numbers and anxiously pressed the call button. The fact that the phone rings at all shows that I got the prefix for a call to Scotland right, at least. I've never made an international call before, so that's some comfort. Eventually, the phone picks up, a feminine voice I don't recognize on the end. It's probably Lily's mother. Sato? English. Suddenly finding myself unprepared, I realize I can't understand a word she says, either due to my limited vocabulary or her heavy accent. I should have anticipated this, since according to Lily, her mother is a native Scot. I soldier on in the hope that she must know some Japanese, considering it's her daughter's native language. Hello, it's Hisao Nikai speaking. An enthusiastic sound of realization can be heard as she recognizes the language. My feeling of relief is immense. Ah, you must be one of Lily's friends from school, correct? I don't know how to do a Scottish accent. I'm not going to start. No. Even so, her accent means I have to concentrate to work out what she's saying. Alright, we're going to try the accent. Yeah, that's right. We're pleased to speak with you, Mrs. Sato. So nice to hear. It's so nice of her to find someone so polite. Lily, dear, it's for you. Her mother seems nice. It's, if a little over-enthusiastic to given the mundane situation. With a small silence as Lily takes her time to get to the phone. In the distance, I can make out her mother scolding her playfully for just getting up. Hello, Lily speaking. You sound awful. She makes a sound somewhere between a dying animal and a yawn. The one thing I did remember to check before calling was the time zone. It'd be pretty late in the morning over there, so she has no excuse. Not feeling well? Just tired. What time is it there? Late afternoon. School finished for the day not long ago. You're really not a morning person, are you? I don't need you making fun of me as well. It takes me a measure of restraint not to laugh at her pained groan. Poor girl. How are you doing? Over there, then. Bar the mornings. It's been enjoyable. After not meeting them for so long, just having a meal together with my parents is nice. Though the pool and the sheer size of the house might have something to do with that as well. Even if they're not in Japan, from the way it sounds, her family must be pretty wealthy to live in so luxuriously. There's like construction happening outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Are things alright with you and Hanako? Damn, I was hoping that wouldn't be brought up so quickly. Take a moment to try and sort out exactly how to describe the situation without causing her undue worry, but she picks up on that without a word being said. Hanako's not well, is she? How did you know? 'Cause today's her birthday. Oh, I was right, it was her birthday. Okay, cool. I was right. I'd hoped she might have gotten at least a little better after coming to know you, but how is she right now? She missed school yesterday and seemed out of sorts when I checked up on her. Today she missed school again and just told me to go away. I really got no idea what to make of it. Has this happened in the past? Is it related to her scarring in some way? Unfortunately so. Roughly the same thing happened last year when her birthday came up. As far as I can tell, it's because her parents died in the accident that caused her scarring, and Hanako blames herself for their deaths. What she says does seem to make sense. If she's blaming herself on her birthday, then she may as well be ruining the day that she was ever born. The fact that Lilly seems so in the dark about it, though, almost to the extent that I am, is a surprise. So, that's why she lives in the student dorms as well? Has she told you any more about the accident? This is like one for one what happened in the Hanako route, isn't it? As close as we've come, she's barely told me anything about what happened. What I know about it is largely conjecture. She sounds depressed, almost defeated. Considering the trauma Hanako must have gone through, I really can't fault Lilly for not knowing. Nevertheless, she still seems to consider it a personal failing. Don't blame yourself, Lilly, with everything she's gone through. I know. Thank you, Isao. I'm sorry I can't be more help to you. It's fine. I'll just give it some more thought. Thanks, and have a good time in Scotland. I... It's nothing. Thank you for taking care of Hanako. Okay. Bye. Goodbye. And with that, the line goes silent. Amid the seemingly only increased number of questions I can't answer, the most immediate one is what Lilly was going to say. Oh no. I'm an idiot. She must have thought I was calling to talk with her. But I only asked for help with Hanako. Oh, even more shameful than that is the fact that such an appraisal would be largely correct. Well, first things first. For now, I need to at least sort out Hanako, make sure she's actually eating okay. Oh, I thought he was going to say more. Okay. I just realized this camera is super close today. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm leaning in. Ugh, my bad. Let me push you back. I hope you don't mind just being pushed back like that. There you go. Now we're at like a weird angle. Hold on. That's fine. Sure. The occasional passing students given badly hidden glances at the plate of food I carry to the female dormitories. It's hardly a meal to be proud of, only being an instant microwave meal from the convenience store, but it should at least fill her up. Eventually I arrive outside her room, after having to ward off a couple of girls who jokingly tried to pilfer the food I'd taken so long to procure. I decided to forego knocking, since it's proven to be an utterly useless measure, and it's somewhat difficult to do with my hands full. Hanako, it's Isao. I know you're listening. I got some food for you. Silence, as I expected. I'll leave it beside your door. Please eat it, at least, okay? There, I've said my piece. Now it's up to her. Putting the plate down, I walk back to my own room to eat my dinner. Oh, he's not even gonna wait. I'm so sad. By the time I return to Hanako's dorm, a good hour's passed. Thankfully, there isn't anything to be seen beside her door. I walk back, at least somewhat happier that she's eating. If she intends to get through this by herself, then being able to help, even if it's just in a small way, is at least something. Okay. Oh, my headphone's broken. Yeah, my headphones are broken. Okay, cool. I sit reading in the library after school, turning page after page, barely registering the words written on each out of sheer boredom. With my cheeks resting in my hand, I can't help noticing the slightly rough feeling against my palm. It won't be long before I need to get a razor. Giving up on reading, I simply let my head drop out onto the book in front of me. Things have quieted down considerably since Hanako began attending school again. When she first returned to class, nothing was said nor done that wasn't part of the usual routine, and it's been the same way since. Neither of us desired to bring up her accident, so there simply wasn't any point in pursuing it. Thus a few days went by, the daily grind continuing just as it had before. It's only natural that my mind would wander to other places, and more importantly, other people. The lily-shaped hole in the daily life of Hanako and me has been pretty noticeable for a while now. I'd be pleased to say that this has allowed me time to refine just what my thoughts on her exactly are, but alas, I've had no such luck. It doesn't help that many attempts to do so have led to the troublesome topic of Iwanako. Every time my thoughts drift into that direction, I reflexively try to think about something else. We've all been there, Sal. Why did this have to happen now? I turned to look up to the source of the tentative voice coming from behind me. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to disturb anyone. That it? Ah. I glance around the orange-tinted room, quickly realizing how silly my apology must have sounded. The time I've spent thinking lazing about in here, everyone's well and truly left. Library closing? If you don't want to go, I could keep it open a bit longer. It's no trouble at all. Don't worry, I should get going anyway. Thanks. As I get up, I begin to move off. I feel Yuko's eyes drilling into my back. Is there something wrong? You look depressed. Are you okay? like really, like holy shit. Yuko nervously twists her fingers as she says this, unsure whether she's overstepping her boundaries or not. I really can't tell if she's more worried about my mood or bothering me. Normally, I just shrug it off and assure her that I'm fine, but my reflexive mood gets the better of me. Ugh. Despite being staff, she really doesn't feel as much like an authority figure as the others. It's just, I guess the best term for it would be relationship problems. Oh, I'm not too good with that kind of thing. My only relationship ended a bit abruptly. But if you want to talk about it, I could listen, I think. Now I feel kind of bad for bringing it up. She's not that old, though, so at least she has a good chance of finding another partner. It isn't like we're in a bad situation right now. We've spent many days together as friends, and sometimes going out to do stuff, that kind of thing. But I'm starting to want more for her, learn more about her, and be with her more. I'm not sure whether it's actually love or not, though our friendship as it stands is enjoyable. You shouldn't let that stop you. Got my stuff. Sorry. How to say this? I think that it's nice that you have a good friendship, but school is going to eventually end. Do you think you'll be fine not knowing if it could have gone further after you graduated? I guess that's the crux of the problem. I mean, I really have no idea what the answer is to that question is. Well, I can't really help there. What your true feelings are is something that you have to decide for yourself. But I think that if you do love her, you should definitely say something. After thinking about it really hard, I decided that even though my relationship didn't work out, it's still better than never knowing if it might have or not. I never expected Yuko to sound so wise. It only makes sense that, with more life experience than I, she'd have a better idea about this. While I suppose it's not very much actually answered, talking to her has helped get it off my chest, and I have no doubt that I should confess if I really do like Lilly. I give a slightly frustrated sigh. If only reading so much actually helped when it came to situations like this. She gives a girlish giggle, which only reinforces my view of her as being different from the usual staff here. In the end, it all comes down to what will happen after school finishes once again. Considering what happened before I came to Yamaku, it feels like being asked to keep up with a field of runners despite having started from a dozen yards behind them. It's just one more motive to move on from the past. The last thing I need right now is to get caught up in that and getting homesick while I'm at it. Once again, I find myself calling Lilly. My phone bill is going to be horrific, considering this is international. But it's worth it. I don't want to smooth over her feelings from the last time I called. I genuinely want to talk to her again. When the phone finally picks up, I easily recognize the voice on the other end. Sato. Hello, Mrs. Sato. May I, speak? Damn, I've forgotten how the rest is supposed to go. It's not encouraging to forget such a small amount of words, even if I don't spend long enough to try to memorize them. May I speak with Lilly, please? Hello again, Hisao. Are you teaching yourself English? Just a little. I don't think I'm too good at languages in general. Oh, don't say that. Your pronunciation was good. I'll get Lilly for you. Just wait a moment. I don't know how you would speak Japanese in a Scottish accent, but that sounds awesome. I obediently wait as she goes off in search of Lilly and the other end going silent. Eventually, a much more awake-sounding Lilly than last time answers, this time over there being past noon by now. Hisao, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. Hi. Good afternoon. Sorry for taking so long. I was outside in the garden. Gardening? Unfortunately, I'm no good at it. I just smell the flowers. I think my fingers appreciate it more. I take it Hanako's recovered a bit? Yeah, I just made sure she was eating. Eventually, she righted herself, thanks for the help the other day. I don't think I was really that much help. The main thing is that she's better, though. True. How's life over there, then? Sounds like you've been living in nothing short of a mansion. I wouldn't call it a mansion. But it is rather large, is obviously what she wants to say, though modesty stops her. I'm a little envious, but it is her holiday. It's a nice house to stay in, though. There's a beach near here, too, which Akira is especially fond of. She's a swimmer. She's constantly dragging me there to have swimming competitions, which she wins every time. That's scary. Why would you put a... Like, I can't imagine putting a blind girl in the ocean and telling her to just swim. Like, how would you... That's terrifying. Lily doesn't strike me as very athletic at all, so not being adept at swimming seems logical enough. The fastest I've seen her move is understandably a relaxed pace during her walks to and from the suburbs down to the hill from the school. It makes the image of her swimming hard to imagine. The beaches there must look nice. They'd be less crowded than the ones around here, at least. Indeed, Akira says the area around here looks beautiful because it's so far outside the city. I only realize what I've said to her after I've said it. What? Wait, the beaches there must look nice. Okay, I was like, what did he say? I only realized what I've said after I said it. But it doesn't bother her at all. It's still easy to forget that she can't see you when she's not around, despite the time we've been friends. That said, the local accent sometimes makes communication a bit hard. It's a constant reminder that this isn't home. While the fact that she doesn't consider her parents' residence to be her home makes good sense, makes me realize that I can't really answer whether the same goes for me. Graduation from Yamaku is distant enough to be difficult to view objectively, and I've spent so much time here in this small room, I've come to accept the dormitory as my new home surprisingly quickly. I guess that would be hard to deal with. Is your knowledge of English holding up? Thankfully, I may be fluent, but being in a position where I have to use it often helps in curbing my Japanese accent, so it's been useful practice. I hear you're trying to teach yourself English? More like memorizing a few lines and failing at that even much. I'm really not cut out for learning another language. But he would learn sign language like no problem. He learned so many words in like 2 weeks. Like, come on, my guy. My admission of defeat draws an amused giggle. I believe that there are things one chooses to do in life, and also things that are chosen for one to do in life. You can take comfort in the fact that you're better than me in science and math, at least. All that's helped in making me Muto's star student. I wouldn't worry about it. They're useful skills for many jobs, right? That's what he tells me. His face veritably lit up when I said I'd probably go into a career involving either. We both share a warm laugh at the events that have befallen each other on opposite ends of the world. It's nice, and reminds me of our simple small talk that I've been missing since she left. As each of us waits for the other to begin speaking, I decide to push ahead with my feelings. I can almost feel my throat tightening slightly. I miss you. The silence on the other side of the phone tells me that she's given the words their due weight, but as it goes on, I can't help feeling more and more apprehensive. Thankfully, the silence ends almost as quickly as it begun. I miss you too, Hisao. Goodbye. Goodbye, Lily. Damn. Once again, the phone is hung up simply and without further ado. That light, tentative, almost shy voice, her warm and soft tone. I'd simply been lying to myself if I were to say that I don't recognize this feeling for what it is. With the thoughts of Lily dancing on my mind, I start anticipating her return. Today has been a most excellent day. Wow. Crazy. I don't know why it ended like that.